Hi, Year 7 and Year 8. I've decided that you might like to do a little bit of field work while you're at home. It's not compulsory, it's just purely voluntary. You might want to do it when you go out on your walk for a little bit of exercise, just having a look at your surrounding area and the environment in which you live. So, let's have a look at this. The aim of the field work is to explore the problems visitors bring to your local environment and how the problems can be reduced. So the first thing you're going to do is look out of your window. So what can you see out of your window? Now, technically, we talk about landscape, we don't talk about people. We wouldn't really even talk about parked cars because they're things that move and aren't a particular feature of the landscape. But for our example, we will. So I'm going to look out my window and I can see the road. So I'm going to write down here. I can see several large trees. I can see some parked cars. I can see a small playground, etc. Okay, so you decide what you want to put on your list. Then pick 3 of those features and explain why you think they're part of the landscape. Well, okay, so I'm going to choose a small playground. My first one. Why is that a feature of the landscape? Well, the houses here have a lot of young children. Okay, so a lot of young children, so they need the facilities. There we go. So you have a go, have a look, see if you can find 5 or 6 things in your beach, in your area, and then have a go, choose 3 of them and explain to me why they're there. Okay, so moving on, we have land use conflict. So this is more about the problems that we have in our local area. Now, where I live, one of the problems I think in my road is speeding cars. Okay, I live in a small road, quite a small road, and the cars do come down quite fast. So I think for me that's one of my problems. You obviously will have whatever you think, so see if you can jot down 3 problems that you think are an issue where you live. Right, okay, so we're going to move on then. So we're going to come to the environmental quality survey, and this is a piece of field work that you do if you want to compare different locations and things at those locations. Now we did this in when we did our unit in Iceland. We had a little go at doing this and we compared the UK and Iceland. So in this case we're going to compare 2 locations of your choice. So you're going to have to leave the house for this. Obviously please keep in mind all the guidelines about staying safe, and can you please make sure as well that you go with an adult. Okay, so please don't wander around on your own. This is very important. So first of all, location 1. So where it says location 1, you're going to choose the area. So you might say, for me, it might be the small playground. So I might put that in there. Okay. For you, it could be the road outside your house. It could be a small park. It could be the shopping centre or near the shopping centre, anywhere you think you want a location to be. And do the same here as well for location 2. So choose your 2 locations. It could be just outside your front door. It's entirely up to you where you choose. So when you get to location 1, you're then going to fill in your survey. So first of all, we've got lots of litter and we've got no litter. So when I look around the small playground, I might see actually there's a couple of pieces of litter, but not really very much. So it's not going to be no litter. It's not going to be lots. So I'm going to say give it a 4. Okay. Vegetation trampling or no trampling of vegetation. Now that means when people go off the pathway and walk over grass they shouldn't walk on, particularly and just make a bit of a nuisance there. So where I am, it's absolutely no trampling vegetation, so I'm going to tick that one. Footpath erosion, so is the footpath being worn down, or is it okay? The footpath near the playground here is not worn, it's a tarmac one, so I'm going to put that. Dog fouling, so you're looking out for dog poop, so is there bins there with no dog fouling, or is there some dog poop around? Hopefully not. For me, there's a bin and everybody have been using that, so I would tick that one. Evidence of vandalism or no vandalism, again for me, I can't see anything that's vandalised, so I'm going to put that. No green or open space and lots of green. Well, it's not particularly green, but there is some open space, so I'm going to sort of go about middle for that one. Busy or peaceful? Well, at the moment it's closed, so it's very peaceful. Ugly or attractive? Yeah, it could be a bit nicer. I'm going to put a 4. Unsafe or safe? Well, I think it looks very safe, so I'm going to put that one there. Okay. So then you're going to add up the numbers. So 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, etc. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 29, 32, 36, 41. You might want to check I've added that up right. Anyway, 41. So then you do the same for location 2. So in here, you write your location and you complete the survey and give it a total at the bottom. Right, okay. So moving on to the next page, you can also circle at the top there. They've got what you think about overall. You might want to write some comments about your 2 locations as well. Okay, then moving on. So mapping exercise. Now we've done a little bit on maps, more in year 7 than in year 8, but this is a little bit of fun to have a go at creating a bird's eye view map of your local area. There's 2 examples on the sheets there. There's this first one here. So it's going to be a bird's eye view, so it means you're going to be looking down. This is a map of a park. What you can see, what we would expect to see is a key. We've got trees, benches, slides, so we would expect to see a key. We would expect to see on a map at least where north is, so you might need a compass for that to show me where north is. Remember, you have one on a phone. Phones now have compasses, so check where north is. And you don't need the others, north is fine. And then think about how you might show what's in your little park or your area that you've walked around. Okay. So that's one example. That's very clear. It's very easy to read, very easy to see what's happening in there. This is another example here. It's on square paper, which is quite easy. And this one here, you've got a driveway and you've got somebody's house there, and they put their patio, they put some shrubs there, their lawn, their play area. So they haven't gone to a park, they've just used their own house and their own garden. Okay. As I say, it's entirely up to you what you do. Just have a little bit of fun and do a little bit of map work now. Once you've done your work, when you've done your drawing, then think about how you might use that to show any problems. Now obviously with your own garden it might not be the same, but you still might have areas where you think it could be improved. So any problems, shade or label. Any amenities, shade or label. Any solutions have been put in place to solve the problems. So it says there for a bin, so are there litter bins, are there dog poop bins, is there a car park nearby? All those sorts of things that help the area stay nice. So finally, when you've done that, your final task is you're going to create a family and friends questionnaire, and you're going to ask them about their local area. So it says, politely ask a member of your family or phone a friend or relative and ask them if they'd mind completing the questionnaire. You'd better warn them it's not very long, because lots of people are like, oh no, it's going to be forever. It's not very long at all. So remember to introduce yourself if you'd like to, but I'm sure you won't know. I'm sure you won't need to do that. So you're going to write down their answers. Now this table that you can see on the sheets is very small, so I suggest you create a bigger one so you've got room to write your answers. So this is the example questions. You can always change the questions, okay? It can be up to you. So you might like these questions, you might think what you want to ask. Fire away, do that. So the questions here are what activity do you mainly do for daily exercise? Walking, dog walking, cycling, running, or they might choose to tell you something else. What was the best thing about living in your local area? Okay, or something else. And any problems? Okay, you're going to write down what they think the problems are, and then you're going to ask them about the local environment. So ask them to think about the things you've already looked at, what they think. All right. So the extension question, which is if you have time, okay. Why do you think being in lockdown might change these results? So how do they think lockdown has changed that? Okay, so this is a table, this is a questionnaire table as an example. As I said, it's very small here, you're not going to have room to write your answers there. This is person 1, person 2, person 3. You don't need to give them a name, I'll just give them a number is fine. So question 1 answer goes there, question 2 answers, question 3 and question 4. Alright. So then when you've done that, that's the field work, come back, that's the field work finished. I'm going to then come to some conclusions. Now, what you would normally do with field work is analyse the data. Now, we don't really have that much data to analyse, so we're just going to have a look at it and think and decide what our conclusions might be. So, read through the information you've gathered right from the beginning and written down. What have you discovered? So you should be able to write a small paragraph about your field work. So I've given you some sentence starters there. Okay, so you can see the sentence starters that will help you write that. Alright, well, and that's it. So I hope you have a go at doing this. I think you should quite enjoy it. Something a little bit different and something to go out for a walk. A little bit of purpose there. Again, please make sure that you follow the COVID-19 rules. Don't put yourself in any danger whatsoever. It certainly isn't worth getting in trouble for. Alright, but I'd just like you to have a little go if you can. Alright, enjoy it, and if you have any questions, you know where I am and you can get in touch with me. Thank you.